Coach Barry called a meeting, told the team he's not suiting up.
I think Michelle very much would prefer a quieter life for us. And on the other hand, there have been some folks who would like to see me out every day, right, banging the drum. What I've tried to do is to move from player to coach.
Michelle wants him off the court and on the couch. And the missus always gets her way. Problem is, Barry built this team, and they're 0 for 47.
We've got a set of institutions that have fallen victim to the siren song of everything's about money and everything's about attention and everything's about fame and everything's about getting over. But meanwhile, there are just a lot of people out here who are just doing the right thing and raising their families and taking care of people.
You know who Barack booked to open his library? The boss, Springsteen, Christina Aguilera, U2, John Legend, Stevie Wonder. The man's hosting a Chicago Palooza for himself and his billion-dollar library. And you're lecturing us about seeking fame, fortune, and attention? What about the podcast, the books, Netflix, the 4 homes? This guy was just campaigning in New Jersey. Can't get enough of himself. He thinks the country needs him, but he really just needs to get out of his own house. Michelle's like, can we have hope and change without my husband?
Could that movement that you started then, could it happen now, Mrs. Obama, do you think?
It can always happen. You know, people just have to be fed up enough. They have to want more.
Turns out some people are fed up and also very much under federal investigation. Knee pads says Trump's kneecapping his presidential run by investigating his wife.
Donald Trump isn't just coming after me because of my mean tweets. He's coming after me because I'm considering running for president, because he hates that I've consistently called him out over and over again for his lies and deceit.
The only problem? The DOJ says the tip came from whistleblowers on the ground in California, not from Trump or Washington. One of the probes even started under Biden and Kamala, his oldest enemy and 2028 rival. California Kamala was VP, former AG out there, former prosecutor. She's still got Sacramento wired. Are her fingerprints on this? Now, we don't know, but we might have a hunch. Here's what we do know. Newsom's wife runs 2 charities. Her husband, Gavin, got big companies to donate to him. It's a way to get in good with the governor. His wife takes a salary, spreads the money around. Now prosecutors are looking at her taxes. They're also sniffing around Newsom's former chief of staff, who stole money from Javier Becerra's campaign account. You know, the guy running against Hilton. The Newsom's bank records have been subpoenaed. Uh-oh. Agents have been knocking on doors. His wife, Jennifer, was interviewed by the feds. Newsom's also been fined for campaign finance violations. He just had to pay 30 G's for not reporting millions in charitable donations on time. It's not his first fine either. Newsom's panicking. We just found out he's been emailing out talking points to Democrats to get his little buddies to blame Trump. He says he's being targeted because he's number 1 in the polls, and now he's raising money off the investigation. Michelle Obama got Barack in a lot of trouble when he ran for president in 2008. Remember? She ran her little mouth too much. They had to sideline her, put her in witness protection until he won. Newsom's wife might need to take a little vacation. Or maybe she's like Hillary. It's a 2-for-1 deal. Either way, Gavin and Barack, they have a lot of problems. Charlie Hertz, the co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend. What do you think's going on out there in California?
Oh, it's a bunch of scorpions in a bottle, and I love it. I'm here for the next couple of months. I can't wait. You know, it's really rich to sit there and listen to a guy like Barack Obama say, oh, it's not all about fame. It's not all about money. This guy rode into the White House the only way he knew how, which was on fame. It was pure fame, nothing else, no experience, no wisdom, no intelligence, pure fame. And then he converted his entire political career into wealth.
Right.
The guy has never worked a day. He will never work another day for the rest of his life. He has made hundreds of millions of dollars off of his political career. When he moved to Washington, D.C., you should see the junky little house that he had to rent when he moved to D.C. When he moved there as a United States Senator. And now the guy has, what, 4 mansions all over the world, near beaches that are, despite the rising oceans, I guess. But, you know, he's a fraud, and he always has been.
The Iran deal. We call it a memorandum of understanding.
The MO.
Right. You read it. What do you make of it?
So, you know, first of all, this is why we like our people to win politics, because I got a lot more faith in Donald Trump than I do any other politician. I do get the feeling that Iran thinks that they can kind of wait out Donald Trump. But I also think that Donald Trump, under immense pressure to improve the sort of economic atmosphere of the country ahead of the elections, once the elections are behind him, I think it's just game on. And then it becomes the mullahs versus the giant orange gorilla. And we'll see who wins. I'm betting on the giant orange gorilla.
You're going with the gorilla?
Yeah.
Okay. He's taking the gorilla over the mullahs. I would take that action.
Yeah.
Charlie, good to see you. Thank you so much. Breaking news on Jeffrey Epstein, plus Chris Hansen on deck. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.